This thread will shine some light on what we're made of. So stick around.
Cater, hey, you here? Where are you?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Running late as always?
Yeah, well, Evil Fred, I'm sitting here on our Discord and we got a lot of hate mail. I mean, this is
I
terrible.
know, I love it. It's sinister, isn't it?
Really?
Yeah, it means they care.
Well, sometimes I think they care a little too much. I mean, look at this one. This one's about you.
Ooh, I like it.
I wish Evil Fred was a goldfish. Then he'd be funny. That's from Mama Cativa.
Wait, Mom, that's my mother. See, she does care. I wish more people were like my mother, leaving us hate mail on our Discord.
I agree, but not the hate mail part. I mean, look at this one. This one's about me. You know how I know Kevin stinks? Because he's always in the same shirt.
I mean, it's true. You never change.
I don't smell.
Well, I bet it's mostly made of grime and sweat at this point.
I wash, and it's not made of grime, but instead, it's like us. It's made of light.
Made of light? Wait, is this a new thread you're working on? Working that in? If it can explain the mysteries of the one shirt you own, I'm down to help.
I will. So the universe is a vast expanse of mystery, and in this immense cosmos, there exists a curious connection between light and life.
Yeah, okay, Swamp Thing. The connection you're talking about is called photosynthesis. I mean, do I even need to go into that? I expected so much more from you.
No, Fred, hear me out. There are many threads on this one, so you're gonna have to follow me for a while on this one, okay?
Oh, it's one of those threads. Well, continue, but if you go into the Anunnaki, dude, I'm out.
Don't worry, not this time. But let me ask you a question. What is light?
That's easy. In scientific terms, light is a form of electromagnetic radiation that's visible to the human eye. It's a small part of the electromagnetic spectrum and radiation from stars like the sun. All forms of light comprise a fundamental particle called a photon, and it is the quantum form of an electromagnetic field, including electromagnetic radiation such as light and radio waves, and it is a force carrier for electromagnetic force. Photons are massless, so they always move at the speed of light in a vacuum.
Yeah. So when we look at the stars, we essentially see an array of photons emitted from them, some of which have been traveling for billions of years to reach our eyes. But these photons are far closer than you think. And I'm not talking about the ones coming from the sun or a candle on someone's desk. You can see light in everything because everything is light.
What are you talking about? You can't see light in everything. I'm not sure how your eyes work, but I can only see reflections.
I know how eyes work.
I'm starting to think you don't. So let me help you out here. In order to see, we need light, and a lot of it.
Yes.
You see, Kevin, once light enters the eye, it reacts with the retina. This innermost layer of the eye contains photoreceptor cells, mainly rods and cones. When light strikes these cells, they generate electrical signals. These signals are sent to the brain through the optic nerve. The brain interprets these signals to produce the images we see. But first, you need light to reflect off something.
Well, we physically can't see the light emitted by everything. But as you said, our eyes are not sensitive enough. But trust me, it's there.
He said the same thing about making money off these videos. Speaking of which, subscribe and hit that ring button, will ya? You think inflation is bad in your universe? Try getting that Kanye West Laserdisc box set on my salary.
I see what you did there. That was like a value cutaway. You worked in both the Laserdisc and Kanye West into one bit. Very impressive, Evil Fred.
Hey, times are tough. It's hard to make a dishonest evil buck these days.
So, anyways, unlike our financial situation, the light I'm talking about is everywhere because it's in all of our atoms.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Atoms are made of protons, neutrons, and electrons, not lousy science fiction like you're making it out to be.
Yes, true, but the electrons exist in a quantized energy state. When they jump from one state to another, they emit or absorb a photon. So let me ask you a question, Evil Fred. How many atoms do you think are in our human bodies?
Well, the exact number of atoms can vary based on the method of calculation and body composition, but let's just to be safe say there's an octillion.
That was a rhetorical question, but Was that really the number?
Yeah, it's about a billion, or 10 to the 27th power atoms. It's a large number. I mean, it's just an estimate though. But I would skip more desserts if I were you.
Was that a personal dig?
Maybe.
Okay. So you can see my point though. There is a lot of light in the human body.
I see what you're saying. That's just light being produced in our body, much like biophotons, but we're not made of light.
Biophotons. I don't see what Pauly Shore has to do with this.
Ah, jeez. Biophotons, not biodome clown shoes, but biophotons. It's a biochemical reaction in cells that releases light, especially within our DNA. In 2009, Japanese scientists actually detected this very faint light using specialized cameras. So this does prove humans do have an aura, and maybe some people can see this light, but this is very faint and hard to detect. Much like your intelligence.
Wow, you're on a roll today, aren't you? But I'm not saying we're physically made of light. That's silly, as you stated. What I am saying is that we are made of stars. And what do stars do?
What do stars do? Shine.
Yeah, we're made of stardust. I've heard this time and time again. Let me guess. This thread leads to cliches.
Oh no, it leads to something more profound. Let's start in the beginning, Eagle Fred. In the 3rd verse of Genesis, God said, "Let there be light," and the universe was born. And in Hindu scriptures, the creation of the universe was done through the divine light and the power of a luminous consciousness. This is even echoed in mainstream science, as a common belief is that the universe started with a Big Bang. All matter in the universe was created from this burst of light.
Whoa, so if this were all created by light, that would mean we were too. Sinister.
Yes, you're starting to get it.
Well, light has always been interpreted as
Holy.
holy, for lack of a better word. And this is for good reason. Light protects us from the dark and the unknown. You know, the sun has been worshipped more than any other entity in history. We did an entire episode on this in Octonauten. It's worth checking out if you missed it.
Yeah, just don't leave a negative comment, please.
Negative comments. You're so weak. Getting back to this thread. If we're made from this light and the universe is too, what does this all mean?
Well, this is where this thread gets a little out there. I think we are the universe trying to understand itself. And to see proof of this, all we have to do is look inside.
Inside what?
Our brains.
Is the universe in our brains?
Actually, yes. The density of the nerve network in the human brain looks shockingly like the cosmic web of the universe's distribution of matter. The similarities are uncanny.
Okay, I see that. However, where the human brain is made up of 70% water, the universe is comprised of 70% dark matter. But we still don't know what dark matter is, or even if it exists. Hence why we call it dark matter.
I don't know why, but I really thought you would call it something different than dark matter over there.
Kevin, what else would we call it? You really are an idiot, aren't you?
Okay, so there is no denying how suspicious of the coincidence these two images are. Perhaps it's because the universe and our mind are one. After all, we still don't know where our consciousness comes from, but signs do point to the quantum realm, and I, for one, would not be surprised if our consciousness is in fact tapping into the universe itself.
Science tells us that everything is made up of atoms, and that these atoms are mostly empty space where tiny particles are in constant motion. This motion fundamentally is kind of like a vibration, a dance of light and energy. In short, you can think of it as a universal symphony, with each element in tune with the other, connected through the cosmic web of light energy.
You know, that brings a whole new depth to the phrase, good vibes.
Oh, Jesus.
It gives new meaning to the seeking the light within, doesn't it?
Okay, all right. It lends credence to those who find spiritual aid in practices like crystal healing. After all, if the universe's light connects us, it stands to reason that resonating with that light could promote harmony within us and protect us from the unseen energy.
You know, I did not think of that. We need to do an entire episode on just crystals alone.
Yeah, we should actually, because crystals are very interesting.
Mhm.
Even though the scientific evidence of crystal healing is still forthcoming, the anecdotal experiences of many people across cultures and times can't be ignored. The belief in the healing power of crystals may well be a testament to the ancient and intuitive understanding of our consciousness through light and the universe itself. I think I'm starting to get where you're going with this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear. Light is far more important than what we were previously told to believe.
Isn't everything more important than we were previously told to believe? Every universe is sinister at some level. anyways, have you ever heard of light therapy?
Of course, you're talking about phototherapy.
Jesus, man, do you have to be so pretentious? So back when I was saying light therapy, or as you pompous English rejects call it, phototherapy, is a way to treat seasonal affective disorder and certain other forms of depression by exposing individuals to artificial light. They found that specific exposure to certain wavelengths of light can help regulate the body's internal clock or circadian rhythms, which in turn profoundly affect our mood and sleep patterns. For instance, when an individual is bathed in blue, the perception of time actually slows down, and it speeds up when they're shrouded in red light. This phenomenon can affect people's behaviors too. The restaurants in my reality, for example, are all illuminated by a red light, so the attendees feel that more time has passed during their meal and are likelier to leave sooner than if it was just conventional lighting.
Yeah, I do the same thing when my family comes to visit.
Sinister, smooth move.
Yeah, it has also been found that people with dark or brown eyes tend to get more depressed during the winter than people with light-colored eyes. So one of the theories surrounding this relates to how much light an individual's eye can process, and having less melanin in our eyes could potentially allow more light to reach the retina. Exposure to sunlight is thought to increase the production of serotonin to the brain, which can help boost one's mood and keep the body's internal clock on track. It is also involved in melatonin production, which helps regulate sleep and wake cycles. It's believed that people with darker eyes are less sensitive to light and therefore might need more light to achieve the same effects. You know, Evil Fred, that's why I hate winter.
Shh, not me. I love the winter months. It's what I look forward to.
Well, that would explain your splotchy complexion.
Hey, flattery will get you nowhere. I still think you're a tool.
So, going back to our subject, the light we are made of is the same light that made the universe. But what happens if you take a step back and look at it from the outside?
Sound chamber that doesn't allow anything from the outside to come inside. And I start hearing voices. I start seeing things.
Started with faces. There was a lot of faces, but distorted faces, moving kind of almost like seeing something through heat.
I felt a presence behind me, like kind of staring down at me, and it seemed very strange.
This presence was it wasn't frightening at all. It was very comforting, actually.
It was like dreaming, but I was awake. Just like when you have a dream, sometimes you wake up and your dreams are just so, it was so real.
I saw bright lights and I heard voices. Was that God speaking? Or was that Professor Persinger just flipping a few switches?
What we have found is that individuals who show a temporal lobe sensitivity or creativity and who are very religious, in that setting, they will have a religious experience. We can generate the sensed presence, which is defined as God.
The God helmet, or the Corin helmet, is the device that stimulates the brain's temporal lobes using a weak magnetic field. Some users have reported feeling a sense of presence, a spiritual experience, or even encounters with God. Could there be a connection between these magnetic fields and the light that resides in us all? Perhaps this could bring the user closer to the reality of who we really are.
Stop being so cryptic. Who are we?
Well, it's clear. We are who we are in the place that we are.
Oh man, you're not the vice president. Please stop with the word salad.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time.
Oh, I see your point. Well, what I'm saying is that we are more than just the universe. We are the light. Or, as some would say, we are the one, and we are the many. Like the great Lincoln DS9.
So you're saying that when they use the God helmet, they are not feeling the presence of God, but the presence of themselves as the universe.
That's precisely what I'm saying, Evil Fred.
Wait, so go back for a second. You're saying our consciousness is the universe's consciousness, and ergo, it's God's consciousness.
Yeah, I guess I am. Like I said, we are the universe trying to figure itself out.
So you're telling me that I am a god?
I mean, it can be interpreted that way.
It all makes sense now. I always knew I was something more significant than just an amazing, sexy man with beautiful, luscious facial hair. I mean, this is a game changer. Just imagine all the unbridled power at my fingertips. I could conquer not just my reality, but yours as well.
Evil Fred.
I'll be a strict but fair God. I will grind all non-believers into dust. Fear me, Kevin. Fear me.
Okay, well, Evil Fred, excuse me, do you mind? We are out of time.
Sorry about that. I was just excited for my new potential.
No, it's all good. So, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We would also like to thank our Patreons, Super Dave, Lotus, Evie, and Yoko. Without your generous donations, this show would not be possible. I'm Kevin Cater.
And I'm Evil Fred, reminding you to follow the red thread and see where it takes you. But seriously, bow down to your God, Kevin. I am your God now.